Neil Donald Walsh once said, "Life begins at the end of your comfort zone." My first day at La Universidad de Alcala, I met people who would become my dearest of friends. The 100-ish students were put into 4 groups based on our home universities. I belonged to the group of Misfits, which was made up of a mishmash of schools with 1 to 3 students. Little did I know, these were the people with whom I was going to fit in. Furthermore, they were going to teach me more than I ever could have learned in a Spanish classroom. We spent our weekdays trying to perfect our Spanish and understand our teachers, and on our weekends we were traveling. Almost every weekend was a new adventure, whether it was with our school, in Spain, or around Europe. In the 4 months I was there, I traveled to 14 countries and over 30 cities. Out of all my memories, the time I spent with my friends is what I remember the most, even more than the individual places. Grey's Anatomy introduced this idea of my person, a term for an individual who would be there to help you through anything. If you're lucky enough, you find more than one person who understands your soul, and they help you become the person you want to be. There was not a specific point in time when the Misfits became more of my family than my friends, but they all gave me more kindness, knowledge, and experience than I ever deserved in this lifetime. They became my people. I believed we became so close because they embraced stepping out of their comfort zone with me. Rachel, Nathan, and Tori were humbled with me when we were at a restaurant in Florence that had only a handwritten Italian menu, and someone from the kitchen had to come out and translate and describe the items for us. When Rachel and I went to Disneyland Paris, she was just as enchanted as me, despite the fact that she's been to Disney over 30 times, and it was my first trip. Simone, Tori, Sam, and Rachel were calm and collected with me when we spent a disappointing day being lost and walking around in strange parts of a neighboring town looking for Parque Europa. When we were done there, we waited at a bus stop, which we learned was closed after waiting an hour. It wasn't a perfect day. Not all of them were, but handling the worst of situations with them created some of my favorite memories. We always asked each other about our weekend plans. However, it was difficult to keep track of it all. One of our last weekends, Rachel and I went with a tour group to Morocco that left out of Sevilla. When we got off the train, we immediately took a cab to the Alcazar in order to get there before it closed. We had not been to Sevilla yet, and this was our only chance to explore it. When we walked in the Alcazar, we were a tad disappointed from the lackluster entrance. We started rushing through seeing the rest of it, and that's when we ran into a large group from our school. They were there with their home university, and Simone just happened to be there with them. I don't remember the grandness or splendor of the rest of the castle. I remember running into one of my best friends, walking around the castle, and in the gardens we were chatting about our hair, ex-boyfriends, and when we would see each other again. I'm thankful there wasn't a large group from OU, because I met some of the most amazing people from around the world. They taught me more about life than I thought was possible. They taught me selflessness when they offered to give me all of their LSAT prep stuff if I decided to go to law school. They taught me it is okay to turn down a corporate job and travel around because you may never have the opportunity to again. They taught me how to be brave when they accepted a job offer to au pair in Italy. They taught me it doesn't matter your age, you can choose your destiny whenever you want to. They taught me to calm down and informed me of every flaw I could possibly have to work on. They taught me the importance of writing things down and being careful of what I say, because someone is always paying attention. While we lived in a state of surreality, what we had and still have is real. Fernweh is a German noun that means far sickness or to have the desire and ache to travel and see distant places. I've had this desire my whole life, and for those 4 months of my life, I didn't. I got to live in a way most never get to experience. I've seen and done more than anyone else I know. I have more comfort now in the unfamiliar than the familiar. The thing is though, none of what I experienced would have meant as much as it did if it weren't for those relationships with my people.